So I have the honor of introducing LaTanya McDade now. LaTanya has a terrific career as a leader in the Chicago Public Schools. She's currently the Chief Education Officer of CPS, the third largest district in this country. Before that was a principal, before that was a teacher, and I think before that she's so proud she was a product of the K-12 Chicago Public School system. The other thing I'd say about LaTanya, we've known her for a number of years. Every time we meet, every time she visits a school, what she wants to know is what do the kids think of what's going on? What is the voice of the kids? She is always seeking that answer and finding truth and wisdom in that answer. LaTanya, Chief McDade, welcome to our webinar.
All right. Thank you so much for that warm introduction, Alan. And I'm really excited to be joining you here today. Any chance that I have to gather with professionals from both U of C and Saga is an opportunity I definitely would not miss. Both of you, both Saga and University of Chicago, have just been outstanding partners to Chicago Public Schools over the years, and both have really supported our use of data to shape best practices and really drive student growth. We've long, as a district, believed that evidence-based research can and should be used to influence policy decisions. But, we honestly could not do this work without our external partners. We have an unprecedented relationship with University of Chicago. Our Freshman on Track initiative is a perfect example and really aligns tightly to the work that Saga is doing. With our Freshman on Track, it's a transformative program that came about through our district's unique relationship with University of Chicago. And we've been working with U of C for nearly 3 decades now. And the research and data that they've provided has had a significant impact on our methods. 10 years ago, U of C discovered a substantial connection between how a student performs in 9th grade and the likelihood that they would graduate from high school on time. And with this data in hand, CPS created what we call Freshman on Track. And that's the system that we use to track the progress of our 9th graders and then intervene if we begin to see them falling behind. Freshman on Track has really helped us to move from a graduation rate, and I want you to really think about this. Just 10 years ago, barely 50% of our students were graduating from high school. And fast forward to today, we're at an all-time high rate of 82.5% of our students graduating. So that's over a 10-year period, moving from barely 50% to 82.5%, and that's significant. And so when we think about our partnership with Saga, which has also played really a key role in keeping our 9th grade students on track. And I know this firsthand, as Alan mentioned, I took the time to visit classrooms, to talk to students, to ask about their experience, to see the work that they are doing. And what I saw is a really unique blend of innovations that targets our most vulnerable students, and they're focused on putting 9th graders on the path. It aligns directly to our work with keeping freshmen on track. By embedding math tutoring into students' daily experience and then introducing them to engaged, intelligent fellows who are really invested in their success, it is tremendous for us as a district to see how Saga is transforming the experience of our high school freshmen. Saga tutors build a communication bridge between each student, their teachers, and parents, ensuring that the right people and the right resources are supporting the unique needs of every child. And the data shows that this intervention often results in better attendance and rising grades, and that's not just in math, but in subjects across the board for students who participate in the Saga program. The research also shows that students who participate in the Saga program for 1 year show improved test scores in math by the equivalent of an extra 2 to 2.5 years of learning, which is nothing to sneeze at. Saga students have been shown to outperform their control group counterparts by almost 1 full letter grade in math. And Saga has succeeded in narrowing the achievement gap in math among students of color by 50%. A lot of the work that we're doing in the district right now, we've had over the past decade, we've had tremendous progress academically as a district. And Saga is a part of that journey and has made significant contributions to the academic progress that our students are making every day. These results are remarkable. But I know that Saga is not content with this success. And so today we have new research to explore, research on the potential impact of intensive tutoring. As we heard John King talk about the impact of intensive tutoring and the importance of it, I could not think of a better time for this kind of research to be made available when I think about what's happening with our students here in CPS, because we've experienced, like school districts across the country, this has been a school year like no other. And although, we finally have opened the majority of our schools for a hybrid in-person learning model, for nearly a year, all of our students were learning exclusively from home. Our teachers, our administrators, it's been a Herculean effort, and they've done everything possible to provide our children with a quality remote learning experience. But nothing can replace the student experience in person in the classroom. And as we begin to kind of see the light at the end of the tunnel, and as the immediate danger of the pandemic begins to subside, there's an aftermath for education that's becoming very clear. And we are entering into what I call an educational crisis. There is a tremendous amount of unfinished learning that will need to be addressed in our schools. And there will be many ideas and approaches on how to tackle this challenge. And in CPS, we definitely will be looking to trusted partners like U of C and Saga Education to support us in this work. We know that the work that Saga is doing works. We know that intensive tutoring works. And so I'm excited to hear more about the research that's been happening in this area, and really look forward to discussing how to create best practices around what I'm calling a once-in-a-generation effort that is facing us in the months and even years to come as we get our students back on track and address unfinished learning in this district and, quite frankly, across this country. So I want to thank Saga Education for your incredible partnership. I want to thank U of C for your partnership. We simply cannot do this work alone, and I'm really excited to have you as partners as we continue the journey ahead in supporting every single student in CPS.
Chief McDade, thank you so much. One thing you said, you saw the unique blend of innovations. What I'm hoping with data driving us is that this is no longer a unique model in schools, but a universal piece of what kids' education consists of in public schools in this country. Not that Saga will run those programs. We can certainly support them, but this needs to be a universal aspect of education in our